Cupola Conversations, Gun Violence, a Search for Answers, hosted by the East Carolinian and Student Affairs, presented an opportunity for panelists, students, and anyone present to share their feelings and ideas on gun control and gun violence. Moderator Chris Stansberry opened the conversation on the controversial topic.
Talk about your personal reactions when you heard about and saw the events that took place in Las Vegas and in Texas, and what are the thoughts that come to mind for how we can put a stop to mass violence.
ECU student Giovanni Triana and ECU Police Chief John Barnwell commented on their reactions to the recent spurs of violence.
Initially, frustration.
My first reaction, of course, was sorrow and shock.
Christopher Rickson, a student at ECU, spun the topic and brought an interesting idea to the table.
An issue of violence. It is a men's issue because there is a violence. There is an issue of men being violent in this country.
Chris Stansberry then swung the conversation around to gun safety and gun control.
A lot of people that believe that there's a proliferation that says if you're this, then that. If you believe that somebody should have the right to be a gun owner, then you believe mass shootings are okay. And that's not where we are in this world.
ECU alum and Greenville native Jermaine McNair shared his thoughts on the complexity of the issue.
One of the problems with social issues is that social issues are complex, and it makes people not even want to deal with it.
As the panelists closed up the initial discussion, they were prompted with their first question from audience member Ryan Smith.
Do you believe that career politicians are running the show, for lack of better terms? And how do we return to a society that elects representatives that are actually representative of the public of which they represent, and not career politicians that are fueled by big donors and promises?
Dr. Eric A. Toshlag commented on his stance toward lobbyists and career politicians.
And our fundamental core values do not rule the day is because of the influence of lobbyists.
Perhaps one of the most interesting points of the night came from Rickson.
Like I said up there, a lot of studies show that a majority of mass shootings, a lot of gun violence, is domestic violence.
McNair also brought an interesting proposal to the table.
Once there's a pattern of it, a social pattern of it, that means it's now become a social problem. And then we have to be willing to take a step back and look at society.
I'm Dylan Willard with Tech Video.